folks, it's me, Hannah. Hey, how am I looking? Got my sexy shoes on. How's that? That? So this pants, I bought this pants a long time ago from a little store in Los Angeles, and yeah, during my very early days of like my second coming out, yep, I just wanted to wear, like, I didn't want to wear my guy jeans. I just wanted to wear like something that's true to my gender, women's jeans. So yeah, I went to a store, a little bargain outlet in Los Angeles, and I bought this pair of jeans for $4. Can you believe it? $4. Yeah. So, yep. This jeans got history. Yeah, good history. But then back then I couldn't really like squat too freely because Mr. Wiggles was there, tucked. And if I were to squat, the material is kind of soft, and Mr. Wiggles was still pushing out a little bit, so he was still showing a little bit through the pants. But now I don't have to worry about that anymore, and I like wearing these like big giant, like kind of like these silver buckles, and placing my blouse kind of like this, kind of sexy. So yeah. Zombie Hennessy. Just kidding. Okay, so yeah, weather's kind of a little bit warm here right now, the apartments. So I think I'm going to change into something a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. Hello. There, see? I'm wearing a fluffy little skirt. This feels so much more comfortable than the jeans. Yeah. Recovery update.
More specifically, post-op recovery update. More specifically, today is September 13. So, September 13, surgery was April 24. So, May, June, July, August, September, plus 143-day post-op recovery update. Yeah, that's right. 143 days because surgery was in Thailand, and right now in Thailand it's September 14.
So, where shall I begin? That's right. Just in case you didn't notice, I was wearing pants. Yep, I can wear pants now. Yeah. Dilation. Next month is October, and on October 24 marks 6 months post-op SRS mark. So my dilation schedule changes from twice a day hour-long dilation sessions to once a day hour-long dilation sessions. Yep, until the 1 year post-op SRS mark. Yep. Twice a day dilations isn't too bad in terms of scheduling. It's not tricky. Well, for example, in my case, if I were to, if I needed to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning instead, and avoid the dilation, the hour-long dilation session in the morning, impacting the day schedule. In the afternoon or in the evening, I could squeeze in the second dilation session anytime basically. I could squeeze the hour-long dilation session about an hour before going to bed, or I could squeeze in the hour-long dilation session sometime in the afternoon if I were at home. Yep. So it's not too bad, right? Right. But if I were to sleep in a little later, and wake up a little later, like on a Saturday morning, and if I were to wake up at like 9 o'clock, for example, instead of 7 o'clock, then of course, with the hour-long dilation session, my scheduling for the day could get pushed out an hour. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm really looking forward to only needing to do just a single dilation session per day when I get to the 6-month post-op SRS mark. Yeah. Pains, no more pains, which means I can cross my legs. There's still a little bit of a swelling in the center top area. It's a lot better than like a couple of months ago, but there's still a bit of swelling there. Right now, the center top area is still looking like a Y instead of an I. If you're wondering what I'm talking about here, and I drew a little comparative picture.
I have to try it again.
You want to see me draw the picture? So at this time, Miss Tickles is kind of looking like this, a Y, and at this time I'm expecting Miss Tickles to look like this, an I, at about the 12-month post-op mark. Yep. So the Y area is a little baggy. It's the skin that's still a little bit baggy in the top center area, and that's likely caused by some swelling still there on the inside. But there's normal pain, which is a wonderful thing. From the side, she was looking like not like an angry turtle for a couple of weeks, and then she is now looking like an angry turtle at this time, likely because of the changes, the healings, the scar tissue is recovering and stuff. So yeah, it's like there seems to be a lot of changes. Even looking from the front, there's like quite a lot of like noticeable changes. So the baggy area, it's protruded, looking from the side, but it's not protruded in the way that it was protruding before.
I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, but that's the best way I could describe it at this time. Yeah. Oops.
There are like 4 minimally noticeable scar areas.
One on each side of along the labia, and 2 at the bottom. So 1 on each side, very close to the vaginal opening area. Yep.
They were kind of tricky to clean because the cleaning was quite straightforward, but then it was tricky because cleaning them myself, like the feelings, the itchy feelings, the irritations, they're very like easily irritable. So yeah, so if I were to touch them a little bit, they start itching crazy. And then the feelings were like, there were certain areas that were hard, like kind of like scarred up, kind of hard. And there were certain areas that felt like the dissolvable sutures were still inside.
Felt like, that's my disclaimer, being the keyword.
So I was cleaning it, and at times, I was like, I just wanted to just scratch things out, and I had to really control myself. So, yep, I used sterile gauze to wipe things clean, and the ointment, I got from the hospitals, for like for burns and cuts and stuff. I was like, there were times when getting anything on there was feeling really itchy. So yeah, I was like trying to stick to like hospital regimen and using the ointment recommended by the hospital, and the antibiotic ointment, and there were times when I just wiped everything dry and then reapplied clean ointment and stuff. Yep. So yeah, yep. But recently, about a couple of weeks ago, I was noticing that the scar tissue area was becoming soft, like soft. I wasn't really feeling those areas that were feeling like there was like a dissolvable suture stuck under the skin. I wasn't feeling that, and the hardened, edges, areas, they were not feeling as hard anymore. Scar areas, they seem to be recovering quite well. They're no longer feeling hard like before. They're soft, and yeah, the discoloration seems to be going away. That area seems to be regaining like normal skin color, so that's really, really cool. Yeah, talking about that area, the inner labia area, really, really numb since the surgery until about a couple of weeks ago. And that area, I was thinking like, okay, if it's just skin, and there isn't much blood flow going in there, then it's likely that that area would remain numb, for a very, very long time. But then I also read somewhere that massaging the area, helps blood flow in the areas, and that could help like with recovery and stuff. So I figured I'd give that a try. I'm not sure if that's the reason why. Maybe that's at least part of the reason why. But the inner labia is no longer numb. I can feel like, I can feel the whole, like practically the whole. There still seems to be some parts, some like blank spots of feeling at this time, but in general, the inner labia is no longer feeling numb at this time. Yeah, and I'm expecting the blank spots to go away because of the way the rest of the labia minora seems to have recovered. Yeah, so that's really, really cool. Yeah. Okay, talking about labia minora, the Dr. Kamal's SRS surgery method that I got. You know how like male genitalia and female genitalia, there are a lot of similarities in like components. So, for example, Mr. Wiggles, the tip of Mr. Wiggles,
Glenn's penis.
So on Miss Tickles, the equivalent component is the clitoris, but it's not just the tiny protruded clitoris area, it's also the two sides that extend from the clitoris along the inner labia all the way to very close to the vaginal opening. Yeah, so my SRS surgery from Dr. Kamal preserved the nerve endings of Mr. Wiggles, and he kind of placed those nerve endings along like the inner labia. They were feeling numb before, but about a couple of weeks ago, I was noticing that I was feeling like the nerve endings there, and which is really, really cool. Yeah, like even when they were numb, I wasn't feeling like I had lost something. It's like, yeah, the nerve endings were preserved, and a lot of Mr. Wiggles' parts were reused in building Miss Tickles. So I like, in terms of feeling, I was basically feeling the same. Like if I like I still had Mr. Wiggles. Yep, but there is no more Mr. Wiggles. But yeah, the feeling's there because the nerve endings are there. So a couple of weeks ago, the sensations, I could feel the sensations, and so which is really cool. It's not like the whole area, like minus those couple of blank spots. I could feel the area now. Yeah, which is really, really cool. Yep. Yeah.
There was a part that was discarded, which was the erectile tissue, because as a woman, I don't need the erectile tissue anymore. So that's, snipped off and discarded.
Orgasming. I have not yet been able to orgasm at this time since post-op. Yep. So the closest that I came,
No puns intended,
to orgasming was kind of warm, sexual feelings in the area. Yeah. So if you're a woman, cisgender or transgender, and if you want to tell me some pointers, please let me know in the comment section, because I'd be curious to know. I need all the help I can get to achieve orgasm. That's right. Yeah.
So now you know.
Laters.